Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you all want to see how I make my New Orleans style red beans, definitely stay tuned to the rest of the video.
Ooh, this is me.
Alright y'all, let's get into these ingredients. First, you need some kidney beans. I'm using Camella. That's the brand that I have. Of course, you need some smoked sausages. I'm using the andouille smoked sausages. You need onions, bell peppers, and you're going to need some pickle meat, which is of course a New Orleans thing, but if you don't have it, it's all good. And I'm also using smoked neck bones for my red beans. So first thing first, y'all, we about to take our beans and put it into some water to kind of let it soak. And I do this process because it helps soften up the beans, so y'all, you won't have no bullet beans when you're making your red beans. And also, while I'm about to put this water in these beans, I also go through the beans and take out the broken beans or the beans that are split. Don't ask me why, it's just something that was taught to me. So yeah, so we're going in and taking out those broken beans or any black beans that don't look good. We remove them, and once we do that, we go in and we fill it up enough to cover the beans. And I'm going to put a top on it, and we're going to let these beans sit overnight to kind of make them soft. Alright y'all, so now that we soaking them beans, we're going to chop up our onion, bam. We're going to chop up our bell pepper, bam. Then now we're going to put a pot of water on, and we're going to boil them neck bones, the smoked neck bones. And we also going to boil the pickle meat, y'all. And pretty much you just boiling them to get some of that salt out of them, y'all, because we can't have all that salty food. So we're boiling them to kind of get them, of course, a little more tender. And of course the pickle meat, we're trying to get that tender too. So we're gonna broil them to get them tender, and also broil some of the salt out of them. So right now, y'all, I am cutting up my pickle meat. And with the pickle meat, some of it can be a little fatty, so you kind of want to trim off the fat on your pickle meat. And I am going to cut them up in little cubes, so that I can put them in a pot and broil them with the smoked neck bones. So y'all, I'm gonna just kind of go through this, chop them up, and as you can see, I chopped them up in little cubes, and then I'm gonna put them into the pot and let them broil. I did let them broil for maybe about an hour or two, or an hour and a half or 2 hours, just to get them tender, and of course just to again broil some of that salt out of the meat, because y'all, we ain't got no hypertension over here. That's, you know, no salt. So right now, y'all, we about to get ready to cut up our smoked sausage. So we're just gonna cut, I usually cut them in the circles, but I take the circles again and I cut them in half. So, because I don't like my smoked sausage all big, y'all, so I kind of cut them in half. And of course, it makes even more smoked sausages in your beans. So, yeah, that's the way I cut them. You can cut them the way you want. You can leave them whole circle like that, or you can cut the circles in half. It's whatever you prefer. Alright y'all, so I am finishing up cutting with my smoked sausages. I'm going to put them in a bowl and kind of set them aside until I'm ready to put them inside of my beans. Alright y'all, so now that we're done chopping up everything, we're going to go back to our beans, and we're going to pretty much go and drain the water off of the beans. We're going to take our strainer, drain the water off, because now that water is a little dirty. We don't want no dirty water. And then while we have them in the strainer, we are going to clean our beans again. Yes, clean your beans, clean your meat, clean any food that people touch. So yeah, we're going to clean them off. And once we clean them off, y'all, we're going to put them beans inside of a pot. Whatever pot that you choose to put your beans in, we're going to put them inside the pot. And then we're going to fill up the pot enough to cover the beans. Enough to cover the beans. So fill up your pot again enough to cover your beans. And once we do that, we're going to put the pot on the stove. All right, y'all, so we put the pot on the stove, and I'm gonna kind of fast forward this a little bit. The pot has been on for maybe about 20 minutes, and it kind of start boiling a little bit. And once the water start boiling a little bit, you can go in and add your onions and bell peppers. And I put that in there, and there you go. I'm stirring it up to kind of, you know, get the flavor. And yeah, we're gonna come back and seem like I'm about to go in there. Oh yeah, I'm about to put a little vegetable oil in there, so that helps the beans from sticking and stuff. So yeah, we put a cap of vegetable oil in the beans, and we stirred all that up. And yeah, that's it for this step. Alright, y'all, so my beans have been boiling for maybe about 45 minutes, and my meat is done boiling also. So now I'm taking that out the other pot, and I'm putting it inside of my red bean pot. And while it's in that, my red bean pot is gonna also, you know, get more tender because it's also still boiling in my red bean pot. So yeah, right now we pretty much about to put all the meat in there. We putting the smoked neck bones, we putting the pickle meat, and we're gonna also put the smoked sausages all right now in the beans. And like I said, my beans have been boiling for maybe about 45 minutes, and we putting that in there now. Alright, y'all, if y'all enjoying this video so far, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so every time I come with a new video, you guys will definitely know about it. And definitely follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Alright, y'all, here we go. We about to add the smoked sausages in there. And again, y'all, I'm telling you, red beans for me is another form of gumbo, because you putting all these different flavors in there and you mixing it up like you mixing gumbo, and it's gonna bring all those flavors together, especially those smoked neck bones. If y'all ain't never put smoked neck bones in your red beans, I definitely advise y'all to go get some smoked neck bones. But anyway, we're gonna put that top on there and let it cook down some more. Okay, y'all, so it's been about an hour has passed. My beans are starting to cook down, and we're gonna go in with our seasoning now. And y'all, you don't need a whole lot of salt. Do not put all that salt in that food, because again, this is not gumbo, but it reminds you of gumbo because all that meat, all the seasoning from the meat then went in your red beans, so it kind of made it a little salty too. So don't put all that salt in there. But right now, I also put a stick of butter in there. Butter also brings the flavor out too. Definitely put butter in there. And we are putting a little sugar in there. And if y'all don't know, the sugar is supposed to help with heartburn, gas, or because you know beans give you gas. Like red beans give you gas. So the sugar is supposed to help with that. So I only put like a tablespoon of sugar. I put a whole stick of butter. And I put some salt. I didn't put a whole lot of salt, y'all. Then once I put everything together, I stir it up, and as you can see, I'm kind of chopping my meat up in there because the meat from the neck bones is starting to break up. And yeah, y'all, this is kind of like we're at the end, the finished look. You could probably leave your beans on for maybe about 10 more minutes and you good to go. And this is the finished look of how my red beans and rice came out. And once I was done cooking this, I did pair it with the fried ribs, and we also had cornbread. But yeah, y'all, let me know y'all thoughts on my New Orleans style red beans.